Hi, my name is Sam. I make music under the name Checkpoint, and this is my first month check-in for the Song a Week. I'm going to go over the 4 songs that I wrote this month. I've made the time every week. There were a couple close calls, but so far I've been able to keep up. I'm also filming this outside at a local park, which is very out of my comfort zone, but that's the point of this project, is to be a little more comfortable with stuff like this. So I'm here. So overall, the project has been amazing. It's been such a good thing for me creatively. It's helping me get out of my head with like perfectionism and that sort of thing. There have been a number of things that I wanted to re-record or spend more time mixing, and I didn't have the time. And that's okay. That's the point of the project, is to be a little more comfortable with things being rougher. And I've actually been really happy with the results, even though they're unfinished or whatever. Yeah, it's been amazing so far. The first song, Anonymity, was written after I had been listening to an artist named AL90. They're a Russian musician that make like electronic/dance music. They live up near the Arctic Circle, and the music sounds like that. It sounds very cold and distant and lonely, and I love that. It's such a unique sort of atmosphere for music, and I've just been obsessed with it. So as I was listening to that artist quite a bit, I decided I wanted to make something in that same vein. So it's like a 4 on the floor sort of dance electronic song, and I wanted to try out some new production techniques and stuff. I'm really happy with it. It turned out great. The song title comes from the fact that that artist AL90 is largely anonymous. There's like very little info about them online, and I love it. I love the atmosphere. It's so cool. The second song, Inner Peace, was I had just bought a banjo from my friend Isaac. I've never played a banjo before, so that was my first time doing that. And I had also just finished the game Outer Wilds, which is a 10 out of 10 game. It's amazing. It's worth the experience. It's so good. But it has this beautiful, really emotional soundtrack that uses a banjo quite a bit. So it was kind of, a match made in heaven that I happened to get a hold of one that week. So I wanted to write something kind of a bit more, I guess, emotional or heartfelt or whatever you want to say. And I totally botched the recording. I was not at all happy with how the banjo was recorded, but I didn't have time to redo it. So I just spent a lot of time EQing, and I think it sounds passable. I totally would have thrown that away otherwise. So that was one example of this Song a Week project, like really making something out of nothing in my mind. Which was awesome. I was so happy with that. I think I killed it with the ending. I love ambient stuff in general, so making that sort of like ambient kind of twinkly last section, if I could go back, I probably would pitch the first half and just make it all like that. But I had some actually really nice feedback about that, about the first half in particular. So, you never know what somebody else is going to enjoy from your work that you might not think is very good. So that was cool, and obviously the naming is kind of a joke with Outer Wilds, Inner Peace, whatever. The third song, Break My Heart, is I've been listening to just a ton of breakcore. I've been rollerblading, and that's like what I like to listen to when I rollerblade, and it's great. I mean, it's just like high energy, fast-paced breakcore. I've been wanting to write more of that because it's just such a fun genre. And that song came together, by like Wednesday of that week, it was pretty much done, like structurally, which was so cool. And there's more I wish I could have done with it, but, to get that done in a week, it's one of my favorite songs I've written, probably, period. Probably across the board. And I would have normally probably spent a couple months like tidying that up before I would release it, and to just have it done in a week is so cool. I don't know. I'm finding that I'm capable of a lot more than I would have thought, which is a really unique experience. Um, Break My Heart. There's no particular reason for the name other than in that genre there's just a lot of like heartbreak related naming things, so that it just kind of felt right with the genre. And then the last song, Test One, is I had a bad week that week and I did not start it until like Thursday, Friday. It was a real throw it together at the last minute thing. It's my least favorite. I wish I could have done more with it. But I will say the one aspect of it that I'm happy with is another project I'd been working on was to create some sort of like, I guess, musical cipher or musical like translation tool so that I could write words and convert them into melody lines, because I feel like my melody lines are kind of boring, and this would be a way to artificially create a melody line basically from words. And then I could, start to like encode words into songs, which was just like a fun idea that I wanted to do. So I did come up with a cipher, I guess you'd call it. And that was the first song I used testing it. So that's why the melody line is kind of, I don't know if I'd say weird or awkward. I like it, but it's different from anything else I would have done. And it, the song just says song a week for Test One, I think is what it actually, if you translate it. But I plan on using that tool more in the future to come up with different melody lines and stuff like that. So while the song, I think musically is not that interesting, it was a good test. I mean, that's the whole point. It was a good experiment. I never would have released that otherwise, and I'm glad I did. So, it's working. The project is working, which is good. I'm finding that most songs I would probably pitch without getting to the stage where I'm, far enough in to where I can actually like finish it and release it. And that's been one of the most interesting kind of things I've learned, is that there's like a good idea in everything. You just kind of have to dig around a bit to find it. The one I'm working on for this week, even the first, like, I wrote a part and then I wrote some other parts on top of it, and it got to the point where the very first part I wrote, which was kind of like leading the whole song, I don't like, and it's gone. So the song has transformed like largely from where it started, but I wouldn't have gotten to the point that I'm at now without having started with that particular chord progression and melody line. So even though it's gone now, it propelled me to where I'm at, which is cool. Finding stuff like that is just, it's very inspiring. It's very fun. And yeah, I mean, the project overall has been so good for me creatively. I highly recommend it to anyone who's doing something like this, or I don't know, if you're an artist, draw a picture a day or a week or whatever, and post it online, even if you're not happy with it. That really, I think, is the key, is that I know that, friends and family are going to be able to, whether or not they actually listen to it, they're going to be able to. Strangers are going to be able to find this stuff if they wanted. And that makes it, I don't know what it makes it. It makes it more real. It makes it more tangible. It does something. It does something more than just like filing it away in a folder on my computer. And it's awesome. So first month success. I'm a little late posting this video, but that's okay because I was busy last weekend. I think that's all I have to say. I really should I make notes for these videos, but I don't have them out. So I'm probably forgetting things that I was going to say, but that's okay. That's part of this whole stream of consciousness thing. So, all right, I'm going to go rollerblade now, and I hope you have a good day and go make stuff.